Now, Aches is a character. Wow. He gets on my nerves really bad.
He's pretty quirky, pretty dorky. He struts when he walks, and we all make fun of him for that.
We got a goofy team.
It's funny because me and Christian, one of our interns, we talked about Assault earlier in the season for Call of Duty World War II, and Assault was on the scene just tearing up stuff. He definitely plays the AR role really well. He's got an electric shot. He's got a very serious demeanor to him as well. He's a champion now. I mean, it showed. He just kept getting better and better last year. Definitely excited to have him on the roster and see what else he's gonna do, especially for us.
Assault in game, he's kind of our secondary IGL, I guess you could say. Him and Pat are the ones making the play calls. Adam's just a super reliable main AR. You know exactly what he's going to be doing. He's always doing his job. He's always playing for the team, and he's also a great slayer on top of that.
In the game, Adam's very analytical, very critical of himself. Really doesn't want to make mistakes.
Assault's a really good player. I feel like he does a really good job at doing his job, and he does what he needs to do. At times he can be really slow. We talk to him about that a lot, and we always made fun of him for it.
Adam is the slowest player I've ever played with. He's very good at getting kills. He doesn't really move. He has an extremely good shot.
That's what everyone always roasts me for, is I'm slow in game, and then out of game, lone wolfy. I like doing things by my own.
Assault's pretty similar to Justin or Silly. He's pretty outgoing. He's always talking to people, having a good time. He's really easy to be around, and we just have a lot of fun together.
Man, he's got good taste in cars. BMW, man, it's nice. He's soft-spoken a little bit too. He's a good guy. I look forward to hanging out with him some more and learning about him outside of the game.
Outside of the game, he's kind of a more laid-back personality that has, a lot of funny moments. He's just a good guy to hang out with.
Assault is character. He always has my back. If I need to go somewhere or do something, he'll try to take me or help me. Yeah, just good vibes with him. It's always some good vibes.
Very polite, takes good care of himself, really nice to his friends. Overall, good guy.
Silly in game is a mute. He does not call out a lot. He can be very frustrating to play with because of that. I make fun of him.
Inside the game, Silly's pretty quiet, pretty reserved in terms of how vocal he is, but he has that time to be very explosive, and he'll kind of go off without you noticing.
His movement's very clunky. Watching him just looks different from other players, but I mean, he's still really good, so it works.
He's very sporadic. He has a very just fly in type of play style and just do damage. He seems very selfless. He's been grinding already, in the office, in the stream room, practicing pretty heavily. He's still a beast. That's all that matters.
In game, I'm definitely a little quiet. I'm pretty fast-paced as well. I'm probably the third fastest player on our team since we have the 2 speed demons, but I'm pretty good at getting kills as well, and I'm also probably, I would say, top 3 objective players in Call of Duty.
That's the only negative thing about him. He's a really solid player, and it feels like he's sometimes overlooked because he'll have monster games and he'll make some good plays and play really well, but then at the end of the day, some people don't even look at that. They just consider him an okay player, but I think he deserves more credit.
In game, Silly is he's one of our quieter players in game. He's not constantly telling people where the next push is and stuff like that. He's just calling out the info he needs. He's kind of another quiet slayer. He's just relaying information that he sees and not really making any play calls. But he's super reliable in game. We know exactly what he's gonna do. He does exactly what we need him to do. And so he's a key component to our team.
Outside the game, he's pretty quirky, pretty dorky. He struts when he walks, and we all make fun of him for that, but he's a stand-up guy.
Very goofy. In every way, his personality, his comedic side, is very goofy.
He's very responsive. He's a pleasure to work with. Everything that is asked of him that needs to be done, he's on point with it. I can rely on him to do a lot of things here in the future, that make my job a lot easier too, so that's good.
And outside of game, I'm actually a pretty fun person. I'm a pretty big party person. I go to a lot of music festivals, born and raised in Las Vegas. and I'm a lot of fun.
I don't know, he's a little weird. No, but he's cool. I mean, at first I felt like when I first joined the team, it was gonna be a little awkward, but he's just a cool, outgoing guy, so it's really fun to be with.
Outside of game, he's probably the most outgoing out of all of us. He's always trying to do something. He's always trying to have some fun. He's really fun to be around, and he's awesome.
Yeah, Silly and Assault, I mean, both of them, I haven't had much time with them, but yeah, they're both cool. I mean, I've competed against them. They're both really good at the game, so I'll give you an update.
Kyler in-game is an absolute menace. I mean, he's probably one of the few submachine gun players you just don't want to play against. Very fast play style, gets a ton of kills.
Kyler is an absolute beast. He's someone in the game that you don't really want to control much. You don't want to tell him how to play. You just want him to kind of play his style and make him feel comfortable, which is a big thing why we wanted to get him.
Very versatile, amazing teammate to have because he's always going to do whatever you need him to do. You can call him out on any mistakes and he'll agree with you, and he just wants to get better. Snappy, his shot is insane. His work ethic as a player is just grind all the time. He just has winner written in his DNA, and he's just amazing at anything he does.
Replays finds one, the pre-fire through smoke, gets the second, it's all down to Hook. A 1v2 for him, he gets spot behind the bomb, brings it down to a 1v1, but here comes the tap. And it's Hook! The 1v3 clutch for him, he comes alive as Envy build a lead and they shut down FaZe in that round.
Hook in game is a killing machine. He just gets a lot of kills. He plays really well, obviously. He's been beasting it ever since we've been teaming. He can be really aggressive sometimes. He's so dominant at his playstyle, which is really good, and I want him to still be confident and have that sort of aggression because it works, and he just does so well. And he's just another guy who takes criticism really well. For the most part, I feel like whenever we tell him something, I mean, he wants to win. Like, he has that winning mentality. He's really passionate about what he does.
Kyler, Hook, he's kind of our quiet assassin. We really wanted Kyler as our fifth to add some more slaying power to our team. I think we have a lot of veterans. We have a lot of composure in big matches, and what people thought we might lack a little bit is slaying power, and Kyler just brings that and brings more to the table than anyone else in that regard. He's one of the best slayers in the game.
In-game, demigod, out of game, quiet.
Yeah, one thing I have to say is I'm going to be an absolute unit in the upcoming season.
Outside of game, he's a very polite kid. He's a little quiet. I'm sure he'll warm up to us a little bit more after we're teaming for a while. Overall, he seems like a really cool kid.
Outside the game so far, Kyler's just been a fun, outgoing dude who just likes to have a good time.
He's still got a lot to learn about the outside of the game. Sometimes disconnected, I'd say. He's just more worried about playing video games than anything else. He's fun to be around. He loves playing basketball. He's got positive energy all the time. He's just a good kid.
I've known him for a couple years now. He's just really laid back, and he's just been the same. He hasn't really changed much. He's a good guy.
Inside the game, Apathy's really aggressive, sometimes too aggressive, and I get on him for that.
Brian in-game is an absolute maniac. Gets a little ahead of himself sometimes. He's very fast-paced. He's a first blood machine, always gets first blood in search and destroy.
Apathy as a player is he's just a beast. Not much to it, just a humble beast.
He's a monster too. App, you already know, he's just a master of like two pieces. I see him in situations where like you only should get like one kill, but he ends up getting more than what he actually should, just because of like his talent and his play style. Like he can make plays.
One of the things I do is I play for the win pretty much at all times. Like, I don't care about stats. Like, that's all I care about. All I care about is winning. And I just always have that sort of mindset and play style in the game. Like, I don't mind doing the dirty work. I don't mind doing what I have to do to win. And I think that's something I'm really good at. So I think that's one of the biggest things I bring to the team. And then obviously I have that pretty fast play style as well. Some people call my play style kind of weird. From looking at it, I guess like I can see why it's weird at times. I don't know, it's just the way I think in game, and I think a little differently, I guess, than some people. And other than that, I mean, I feel like in game I just try to bring the energy, the hype, try to go hard as I can. If I can, I'll gas my teammates up, help them play better, do better.
Apathy, he's super energetic. He's one of our fast players. He slays a lot in game. He's like I said, super energetic, and he's really passionate. He's always bringing a lot of fire to our scrims and to our matches and hyping everyone up. He's just really vocal and good vibes all around.
Brian, in game, flashy, out of game, probably goofy too. We got a goofy team.
Outside of game, he's also a super nice guy. I think he's considered probably one of the nicest people in our community. Very family oriented, very team oriented, and he really knows how to work hard.
He's a cool dude. I mean, I think everyone knows that. He's been one of the most respected pros in the community.
I mean, he conducts himself like a true professional. Brian's been in the last 3 championships in a row, going out of those 2, you know, winning 2 out of 3. He definitely drips championship. It's a pleasure to have Brian back on the brand. I mean, everybody's excited to have him.
I mean, outside of game, if I want to mess around, I'll be like a clown. I'll just pretty much say dumb things and act stupid sometimes, but just for the fun of it. But overall, I'm a really just chill guy. I'm pretty outgoing, but at the same time, like, I'm not crazy. Like, I'll talk if I have to. A lot of times, especially nowadays where like I'm just playing a lot or streaming a lot or grinding a lot, my energy is just not at all-time high. So when I go out or I go do things, I'm not really like the biggest person to conversate and constantly just have a high energy, because all my energy is spent in the game and streaming and practice, and it's like, it's all depleted.
Outside of game, Apathy is just super casual. He's awesome to be around. He's a super nice guy. He's always engaging with fans and just being really nice to everyone, and he's a great leader in our team.
Outside the game, he's pretty quiet, pretty reserved to himself, and just, you know, answers when, you know, he's spoken to.
Aches is our in-game leader. He's very outspoken. He's a perfectionist. He wants everything done perfectly. He wants it done his way. He wants it done right. And he really keeps us on track and helps us improve in our scrimmages.
Aches in game, you could tell like he demands the captain title. I'd say pretty much all the teams that he's been on, if I'm not mistaken. His demeanor is very serious, very calculated. Beginning of the year, he kind of struggled at the beginning of World War II, but then just improved so much. And you know, that could be a testament to his legacy as a champion. But there's no doubt in my mind that he'll be able to have his leadership kind of stem off and kind of flow onto Kyler and get him in order and be able to mold him into, you know, that next level of player as well. So I see him helping everyone else elevate their gameplay to that next level.
The time is ticking. He's got plenty of time to play with, but Aches using the best cover in the game, the bomb site here. He's going to peek out. The audacity of Aches. He's going to not only find the kill, pound into the chest.
Inside the game, I can be a pain in the ass, but at the end of the day, I want to win, and I think everyone understands that, and we're all on the same page.
In game, stubborn. Out of game, stubborn. His way is the only right way, pretty much. It's his way or the highway.
And what about outside of game?
Same way, his way or the highway.
He's our in-game leader. He's a big factor in how we're going to play a certain round or how we're going to play a certain game mode. He's basically like our flex player, so he's kind of like a gap filler. He picks up, cleans up kills, watches over us, stuff like that.
What I know about Pat is that he talks a lot of trash and somehow always backs it up in the end.
He's a good leader. I feel like he helps the team improve in a lot of ways. But I will say 2 things that really get on my nerves with him sometimes is, one, when he gets really frustrated, the effort starts to like diminish. He just stops going as hard, and because he loses full composure. And then another thing is like, he can be a little bit toxic at times, but after winning champs and after like sort of working it out, and he's definitely calmed down, which is awesome. I mean, you love to see that type of progression, especially on a team that we've been teaming for a while. And other than that, I mean, he's just a really good leader. He understands how to win. He understands what it takes to win and how to play the map. Now, Pat outside the game is a whole different story. Definitely a fun guy to be around with. Sometimes I hate him in game, but I never really hate him out of game. It's weird. Like, we can literally, like, I could be pissed at him, like something happened in game, but then we just like chill the next hour and everything's all cool. Everyone on the team is just really cool and chill.
Outside of game, Pat's very confident, very full of himself, knows exactly what he wants, and he's very decisive.
Outside of game, he's really serious at times. I take him pretty seriously. He's just ready to win another championship. Like, I heard him like talking to Kyler, already planning their next championship.
Outside the game, you know, I can do a little bit of both, lone wolf or in the group kind of guy, kind of however I'm feeling.
Outside of game, he's completely different. He's super easy to be around. He's really enjoyable to talk to. He's a great guy, and he really just, he's a great leader, and he helps us with anything out of game, in game.